നിങ്ങളുടെ അറ്റൻഡൻസ് ഈ റോൾ നമ്പർ വൈസ് ഒന്ന് ചാറ്റ് ബോക്സിൽ ഇട്ടേക്ക് കേട്ടോ. അറ്റൻഡൻസ് പിന്നെ എടുക്കും കൂടെ ചാറ്റ് ബോക്സിലൊന്ന് എപ്പോഴും ഇട്ടേക്ക്. ഓക്കെ. Okay, now we discussed about the propositional predicate calculus concept, then semantic network, then frames, then next is conceptual dependency. Okay, today we want to discuss about the conceptual dependency. Okay, today we want to discuss conceptual dependency. Okay, so what is conceptual dependency? This is the fourth representation or fifth representation, and now we are moving to the conceptual dependency representation schemes. Okay. So conceptual, what is the significance of conceptual dependency? Okay. So it is a theory of how to represent the kind of knowledge about events that is usually contained in natural language sentences. So basically, it is the best way to represent the knowledge for natural language processing applications. So next, the goal is to represent the knowledge in a way that facilitates drawing inference from sentences. It is independent of the language in which the sentence were originally stated. That is, what is the goal of the conceptual dependency? So, this is conceptual dependency. Conceptual dependency. We are discussing conceptual dependency. First, we told this way, it is a theory of how to represent the kind of knowledge about events that is usually contained in natural language sentence. One facilitates drawing inferences from sentences. That is, we want to infer something from the sentence. Then we can use conceptual dependency. Second application is it is independent of the language in which the sentence originally stated. Okay, so it is independent of the language in which the sentence were originally stated. These are the two goals. These are the goals. And what is the application? To read and understand natural language text. So, natural language related application. It is best suitable for natural language processing application. This representation is most suitable for natural language processing applications. Next, we are discussing the representation. Okay, this is the representation. Okay, you can note this. This is the representation of CD. Okay, this is the representation. So I'll just give some examples. Okay. Example, this one is a representation. John throws the ball. Okay. John throws the ball, and the corresponding conceptual dependency is this one. Okay. So what is this arrow? Okay. What is propel? What is propel? We don't know now. Okay. So this is the representation. So we can convert most of the English sentence into this form. So I will give some more example. For example, we will use we can up to 14 examples on that. Okay. 14. 1, 2, 3, etc. So these are all conceptual dependency representations. Next, we want to discuss that. Okay. These are all conceptual dependency representation. For example, John ran yesterday. This is an English sentence, and this is the corresponding representation. John ran yesterday in the conceptual dependency format. So now we're going to the basics, and so this is a conceptual dependency representation. Okay, this is a simple. This is an example. Okay, you can note this. This is a conceptual dependency representation, and where the symbols have the following meaning. Okay, which are the different symbols used in it? For example, you can note there is a symbol A trans. Okay, there is a symbol A trans. Okay, just note this. Actually, it is a new representation scheme. Okay, so you should first understand the components in that. Okay, so you can note this A trans. There is a there is a symbol A trans in it. Okay, what is A trans? So similarly, there is a symbol O. There is a symbol P. Okay. Similarly, there is an arrow mark symbol. There is a double arrow mark symbol. Okay. Okay. So there is a symbol R. Okay. There is another symbol to, from. Okay. So what is this? Okay. So first we want to familiarize these symbols. Okay. These are actually the building blocks. These are actually the building blocks of conceptual dependency representation. Okay, these are the building blocks of conceptual dependency representation. Okay. Okay, Vishnu. Hello, Vishnu. Can you hear?
Oh,
hello, Vishnu.
sir. Oh.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So first we can check this. What is arrows? Arrows indicate direction of dependency. Okay. Arrows indicate the direction of dependency. Okay. There is a one-way directed arrow and two-way directed arrow, which means how the components are dependent each other. It is a one-way relation or two-way relation. Okay. Next, so arrow means this is a single arrow. Double arrow indicates two-way link between actor and action. Okay, this is an important point. Double arrow indicate the relationship between actor and action. Okay, actor and action. So if you consider a sentence, there will be an actor. For example, Vishnu is attending online class. So here Vishnu is the actor, and what is the action? He is attending the online class. Okay. Similarly, if you consider any sentence, there will be an actor and there will be an action. Okay. So the double arrow indicates two-way link between actor and action. Next, what is P here? P indicates past tense. If the sentence is in the past tense, then we will use P. Okay, we will use P. Okay, it is another notation. Then or another symbol. Similarly, next we can check what is a trans. What is a trans in this? This is one of the very important component. Okay, what is a trans? What is a trans? A trans is one of the primitive acts. Okay, very important. This is primitive acts used by the theory. Okay, it is a primitive acts used by the theory, and it indicates transfer of possession. Okay, transfer of possession. It's a very important thing. What's a trans? Okay, it is a primitive act. First, we are saying it is a primitive act. Okay, it is a primitive act, and it indicates a transfer of possession. Okay, so now I'm going to that part. Okay, so you can note these are the various primitive acts. Okay, what is meant by a primitive act? Okay, for example, if transfer of an abstract relationship. Okay, for example, if your sentence is having something like give, take, okay, then instead of you using give and take, I will use a trans. Okay, that is, if in your sentence there is words, there are some actions like give, take, that is transfer of an abstract relationship, transfer of an abstract relationship, then instead of using give and take, I will use a trans. A trans. You can note here. Here I specified a trans. Here there is a book. Okay. You can check this. There is a book. This book object is transferred from one person to another. So I give a book to, for example, if the sense is I give, I am the originator, I give my book to Vishnu. So here, what is the action? Give. Give is the action. Okay. So in my representation, instead of using give, I will use a trans. Okay. Just try to understand that concept. Okay. That is, instead of using give, I will use a trans because it is another representation. Okay, in the conceptual dependency, there is no give, no take, no other such actions. I will convert this into another primitive act. Okay, that is called various primitives here. Okay. So you should consider next. What is p-trans? It is another primitive act. What is p-trans? Transfer of the physical location of an object. Okay. Transfer of the physical location of the object. This is called, for example, come. I went to college. I left the college. I will come. If the sentences having this type of actions, for example, come, went, left, that is transfer of the physical location of an object. Now I am in home. I will come to college. That is, I will move from here to the college. So, in such situations, we will use the action as p-trans. Okay, p-trans. Similarly, there are some other acts also. Okay, so I'm not discussing all the topics. I'm discussing all things just to go. Now, what is propel? What is propel? Application of physical force to an object. Okay. Application of physical force to an object. For example, uh, one sentence is I pushed the door. I pushed the door. Or I pulled the door. Okay. I throw a ball, etc. That is, I'm giving some force to an object. Okay. If the sentences is having push, pull, throw, that is application of physical force to an object, then that action is represented by using propel. Okay. So similarly, there is movement of body part by its owner. For example, kick. Okay, I kick a ball. Okay, movement of body part by its owner. Similarly, grasp, ingest. Just go through it. I'm not explaining all things. Expel. Okay, so expulsion of something from the body of an animal. For example, cry. For example, cry. Okay, so cry means I'm expelling sound from through mouth. Okay. So sentence having cry, then I will use the action spell. Okay. Similarly, build, speak, attend, etc. So these are the very primitive actions. Okay. These are the various primitive actions in conceptual dependency. It is called various primitives. This is actually a 4-mark question in the university exam. Okay, so I told this is the conceptual dependency representation. We will study in the next section. We will study how to write this. Okay, but before that, we taken an example and tried to understand the components of that example. Okay, here. One more time I'm repeating. P. P means past tense. Okay. O means the object. This book is related to a trans. I told a trans is an action. Okay. And a trans is an action. Book is an object. How they are related? Book is an object involved in the action. Okay. So I will use O. Then I will use R. I can use R and other relations. I already discussed what is it. It is a primitive action. Similarly, there is another one is O. O indicate object case relation and R indicate recipient case relation. So we will discuss that cases in the next sections. So this is about the conceptual dependency. So what is the advantage? What is the advantage of conceptual dependency? It is most suitable for solving natural language applications because most of the English sentences, not only the English sentences, you can note this point, dependent of the language. Okay. Now we are focusing on the English language, but most of the languages can be converted into conceptual dependency. Okay. So it is most suitable for natural language processing application. Okay. Next, we are moving to discuss this concept. A second set of CD, conceptual dependency building block, is the set of allowable dependencies among the conceptualization described in the sentence. So there are four primitive conceptual categories. You can note this. This is also important. Another building block of conceptual dependencies. These are the other four. Okay. So what is meant by acts? Acts means actions. PPs, object picture producer. Okay, PP means picture producer. Okay. 1 minute. Okay. Acts, PPs. What is PP? PP means picture producer. Okay. AA. AAs means action aiders, modifiers of actions. Similarly, PAs, modifiers of PPs. Okay. These are other four uh, building blocks. Okay. Some in the exams they will ask question like which are the building blocks of conceptual dependency. So you should write this and this one. Okay, this and this one. Okay. Various primitives and these four modifiers, primitive conceptual categories. We will discuss what is ACT, what is PS, what is this in the next sections. Okay. So now we are moving to the next section, how to write a conceptual dependency. Okay. How to write a conceptual dependency. How to write a conceptual dependency. For example, John throws the ball. We can start from the simple example. Okay. 1 minute. Okay. Anyway, next we want to discuss about how to write a conceptual dependency. We already familiarized the basic building blocks. Then we will use these rules. Okay, there are 14 rules. You can check this and 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Up to 14 rules are there. So it is a new language representation. So you should study every rules correctly and you should apply that rule. Okay, that is our task. So if you want to write a conceptual dependency, then you should study these 14 rules and you should apply it. Okay, then you will get the result. So now we are going to study various rules. Okay, so before that I am giving a simple example. For example, John throws the ball. Okay, so here ball is an object. We know ball is an object. Then John is the subject. Okay, so if you consider this, who is the picture producer in it? Okay, it's very interesting. John throws the ball. Basically, it is a picture. I mean, this is like a drama. Who is producing it? If there is no John, there will be no drama. Okay, or movie. Okay, picture means we can think about it's like movie. Okay, so in this case, if there is no John, there is no movie. So John is the picture producer. Okay. John is the picture producer. Okay. So basically, the subject involved in that sentence is the picture producer. If there is no John, there is no movie. Throws the ball. Who throws the ball? We don't know. There is no meaning. Okay. So if there is a sentence, your first task is to identify the picture producer. Hmm? Then next task is to identify the act. Okay. I'm giving a shortcut. So if a sentence is given, you should first find out who is the picture producer, then what is the action, then represent the action using the CD theory. Then represent the action using CD theory. Okay. So this is the action. Throws the ball. Okay, throws the ball is the action. You want to represent that action in conceptual dependency format using the 14 rules. These are the 14 rules. Then what you will do, you will write a relation in this way. Double arrow mark. PP is associated with act in this way. Then it represents John throws the ball. That is the logic we want to apply. That is the logic we want to apply. So PP and act is related in this way. In this case, okay. So next we are moving to discuss some more concepts. For example, you can note this: John ran. Okay, John ran. So this is represented by PP act. Okay. In the previous case, we discussed that if there is a sentence that involves a subject and an action, then it is represented in this way: PP double arrow mark act. So here PP is John, picture producer is John. What is the act? What is the act? Ran. Ran means transfer of a location of an object from here to there. Okay. So what primitive I will use? It is P trans. What is P trans? What is P trans? So transfer of an object from one location to another. In that case, we will use P trans. John ran means he ran from one position to another. Okay, that is John ran. Next, I will attach P. Why I am attaching P? It is a past tense. John ran. So it is a past tense. So I will attach P. Okay. I will attach P. This is the first rule. So if there is a sentence having the subject and action in past tense form, then I can simply represent in this way. This is simply double arrow mark. And the second rule is I want to express John is tall. Okay, John is tall. So I will express like this. Okay, John is tall means tall. Actually, what is tall? Okay, I'm simply think what is who is the picture producer? Is John is tall. John is the picture producer. Then what is tall? What is tall? Tall is actually, it describes the property of John. So it is a picture aider, PA. Okay, PA. So what is PA? What is PA? We can note here. PA means modifier of PPs. Okay, modifiers of PPs is called PA. That is, if there is a sentence in this form, it describes the zone, it describes the PP, then I will represent in this way. PP in this side, PA in this side. So John in this side, then I will represent it tall in this way. This is the representation. And height in bracket greater than average. This is a representation, and just to note it. Okay. Similarly, John is a doctor. So John, similarly, to describe the property of John. So this also PPPA. I will attach using this relation. Then John, doctor. Then you can understand what's the sort of we need to express using height. Hello. Hello.